Welcome back to Transport Fever 2, America Island. I am so excited to be back here hovering above Boston. Now, I don't know why I'm doing an intro right now. I think that we just watched a speed build of me once again, upgrading stations and trying to edit Boston a bit. We haven't been here in a while, and I'm really happy to be here because even though I was gone, these folk built up all these buildings near the port. And oopsie.
Alright, and whatever that intro was, that was pretty much the weirdest intro I've ever done, and we're skipping right to the editing that I just referred to when I said, you may have just watched a speed build. Well, here you are watching it. We started off with that bridge there. What bridge? You're talking about the bridge near Philadelphia, and now we're in Philadelphia. Okay, so this is kind of disorganized. Let me have you follow this through correctly. So the plan is to connect up Boston, New York City, and Philadelphia, because as you may know, New York City has a second train station now, so we need to make sure that people are getting to New York from its two neighboring cities, being Boston to the north and Philadelphia to the south. So what we're doing here in New York City is placing a longer train station, and we'll be doing that throughout. I think what we saw at first was building a longer train station in Philadelphia. Here we are in New York, playing the same old hat trick, putting a longer station. Repairing the broken roads. Because we're breaking a lot of roads all the time, and then we spend hours fixing them. And we're like, hey, could you fit this bus station over here? Is this a better place? No, you know what? Oh, wait, I did do it. I did think that was a better. Wait, I demolished it. It's probably not too good. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. We found a way to connect it, and we are pretty happy. Look at that. Also looking around. Oh, don't tell me you're going to demolish that road. Nope. I skipped past that road. Now, Boston's a bit more tricky because Boston, well, I was smart enough in the early game to kind of buy up some track. I have some room to expand right into the center right there. And as you can see, I'm struggling. The game is giving me some serious lag. I'm building things on the wrong side. Oh boy, even on sped up speed, I'm kind of wondering how long is this going to take because, well, it's a simple upgrade. It shouldn't be too long. Now, the only issue here is that the main station for Boston is all the way up there. So what you're seeing me do here is I demolish the road. Who cares, right? Who cares about that road? And then I put a station more closer to the buildings of Boston. And then I'm wondering, same type of wonder that I had in New York City, could I fit a tram station? And I went with a longer tram station. Could I fit one of those, perhaps, in front of the train station? I don't know how long we're going to be here for, but I remember I took a long time finding the right placement so that you could have an in and an out road, a dedicated in and out, no U-turns, just a through station. This looks like a pretty good placement, but as you see, those connecting roads are not having it. They're not connecting. So what are we going to do? And the reason we have to go with a longer tram station here, honestly, is because the trams are getting pretty long in this here era of long trams, and when you have you see right there, it didn't work either. When you have a long tram stop in a short station, you kind of get the tip of the tram on the sidewalk, on people's feet. It's not appreciated by the majority of city planners if they had half a decent, education in the thing there. What thing? All right, well, hopefully by now you've forgotten that terrible intro where I was stuttering around and nobody understood what happened. Here we're getting some progress, though. There's the progress. We decided to demolish more roads. That's usually the way to go about things when you want more progress. It comes at the expense of the city roads. Yep, definitely. Now, a little bit of a curve is not. If it's not noticeable, then it's not too bad. And and you know what makes me dearly, dearly happy about this here upgrade in Boston? Because it's been a long time since we've been to Boston, and I remember running really old trams. Now we're having electrified track, and the tram service is going to be better. Oh, there you go. Perfect junction right there. Now, as you see, we're going to cancel service to the other tram stops and the other older terminal. But I think we're going to keep that terminal for historic purposes. You see, we have the 1850s terminal and then the 1920s terminal.
These folk built up all these buildings near the port. And oopsie, and now that we have a train station right here connecting to this new tram stop, it reaches the Boston Exchange, which is the name for their harbor. Now, our route here on the northeast, just the East Coast, let's call it the East Coast, right? We're East Coast versus West Coast. This train line is straight for most of it, but when it has a turn, let me tell you, when it has a turn, it's a pretty rough turn. Now, that's because this is a pretty old line, I would have to say, especially the Boston part, which is why there's a curve right before going into the station. You could have done that better, but you didn't, so we're gonna have to live with it. I'm gonna press play here. Just hovering above Boston, enjoying the background view of New York City, and quite frankly, I think we need to get some goods to Manhattan in order for them to have their skyscraper boom, but that's a whole different idea. Let's go ahead and upgrade this train. How many people we have in the station? Currently 0. Well, good job. Manage a vehicle. This episode, I think I'm going to do this one by one every time. We're not going to do major things, but now that money is pouring in, I think we should upgrade the vehicles, and we're starting with, well, we started last episode with the trains. We're going to finish it here on the East Coast. So we're not going to modify, we're just going to flat out replace it. Now we were going with, we might as well paint it as well. This is going to be East Coast Blue Line, something like that. Something like that? Alright. We did have the Pacific on the Pacific side. Now there'd be no crime against having something maybe like, this. It cost a lot of money, I'll give you that much. I just want something with really good acceleration. Does that mean I need good traction? The big boy? You guys are screaming, big boy? It's $17 million just for the locomotive. And it's only good for 10 years, so it's not something we can wait around, really. Russian trains, just stop looking at the Russian trains. They messed up your whole thing, that whole economy they messed up. The Pacific is tempting me, but so is the A4. The A4 only costs $7 million, which will leave us money to buy things that go behind it. Those things where passengers are? Yeah, those things. Let's try this train. Another great steam train we have to try. Hold up. We had the Alco, 117 miles per hour. And it's only $6 million. And it's $1 million per year. Whereas this one, right guys, what do you think we should do? Hold up. We're gonna pull it up here. 1.2 million for $7 million. $1.2 million per year for $7.5 million. 1.2 for 7.5, or 1.1 for 6.5 and 3/4. 1946. This train just tickles me in a good way. I think I want this train. Enough with the steam trains. Yeah, this one seems like perhaps it would be good. Passengers. Let's go. Put some passengers on it. 93 miles per hour. Now these are not high-speed track. These trains, I'm not expecting them to go over 75 miles per hour. This thing can really kick a punch kick. Why would you take something so fast? Tractive effort and 2,200 horsepower versus 2,700 horsepower, but less traction. Yeah, we want the traction, so we're gonna go with the Alco. No more thinking. 117 miles. Passengers. Now all our train stops are now going to be, let's go with this New Mexico one, 200 meters. That's the new length of our stations on the East Coast. It's a unique number. 190 with a capacity of 126 for 18 million, and I have exactly that much. Wow, that's a purchase. There's nobody waiting at this station, so you might as well have what? Giving that money away into terraforming something nice. Well, we'll see about that. We're planning to make more money. I did say we had money pouring in. Thankfully, there's still a bus service to this station here in Philadelphia. Nobody's there. That's a pretty small town. Alright, are we going to extend this train line as much as we can while we have the money? I think we should. I think we should just say we're coming through town while we have the money. It appears we don't have the money anymore, but we have a nice train to look at, so let's look at it. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, it's fast. Is it really there already? 59 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. And then it has to stop. That's unfortunate. Oh! It's going straight for Philadelphia. Oh boy. That's not a bad idea, but honestly, Boston to Philadelphia. Are you serious? We're not even stopping in New York. Oh, that caused problems in my economy right there. What I just did. We have $3 million though. Can we punch a station out in 30 seconds or less before they take all my money away? Please? Please punch a station for me. We need it to be 240 meters, which is long, but can we just bring you through town? No, we can't. We're not those kind of people. We're just gonna put it right here. We're just gonna put it right in the middle of the city. And hope that that was a good decision. Now bring this train track out here. I can't believe you still have money after all of what you've done. And again, we're gonna have some sharp turns. We're gonna try to avoid it a little bit. Just a little bit, but this train is not gonna reach 75 miles per hour, I don't think. However, yeah, you're pretty much just accelerating just to stop again. That's a pretty bad one. We might not actually do this. We might. What do you mean not do this? I'm talking about. Are we really gonna have a train stop in Philadelphia and then here? You couldn't have, you know, offered a bus service or something? Yeah, we could have done that, but we didn't. So we're heading to, are we going to Miami or are we going to Houston? Doesn't matter. Both of them are going to lose you money. We're going for the city right ahead of us. Who wants to just demolish half their city? I'm curious, how much would you charge me here to do a sort of intercity demolition? Where's the snap to point? I'm going to snap you up here. Snap you to be straight. Can't tell. Oh, it's there. Right. $2 million. And you're unhappy with about, well, all the main intersections and all the main roads. Boy, oh boy, did we really need to connect this up? Why don't we send this train to Atlanta? Because you know what, Atlanta is one of those cities that has a need for more passengers. It has 41 people on the loop line and more than 100 people here in the train airport. Then you have all these tram stops just completely full of people. Yeah, see, this side of the equation, it's working well. This side of the loop line equation is not working so well. That's what's happening. Well, I suppose we're gonna just have another turn here, unless there's a line. No, there's no line on this country road, so we are gonna bring the train to them. Is that so? Yep, we're coming. We're gonna put a 1920s station because it's the 1920s. It's not the 1920s, it's the 1948. That's the year. It's the 1948. Why don't we have this building on the other side? Don't worry, just build it because they're gonna build their city in your way. Yes, excellent. I'm not sure this is gonna make us money. You're worrying too much. Just build it. This is how progress happens. You're building straight out of there. Oh boy. You're too eager to just head in for the ocean. Now this turn won't be so bad, I don't think. The worst is around Philadelphia. Again, apologize to Philadelphia. I always give it some shade here, but throwing shade is part of the gameplay experience. We're experiencing this together. Who hates Philadelphia with me? No? Nobody? Okay, that's just me. I'm just kidding. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just don't understand why I don't have any buildings. Why are they not growing? I gave you bricks. Look, bricks. You have things coming. Why don't you like me? I don't know. Goods. They want goods. Yeah, we're far away from making goods. 95 construction materials. Waiting to go back. We need more tugboats. That's a good question. Probably another tugboat would not be too bad. Ship East Coast Oil Stone NYC. Yeah, it's making 600,000. Might as well duplicate that while we have $26 million. I feel like I have to apologize to the residents of Philadelphia once again. I just feel bad about what I said, but we don't have goods to give you, so you're gonna have to wait. Now this passenger train line might boost you a bit. Look at that. There's actually people waiting here. 40 people got on board. Now that is actually good. I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much, Philadelphia. Let's extend this line. Boston NYC Express. Well, no longer, right? I guess that's no longer. Train East Coast for passengers. Something like that. Let's add some stops to it. After Philadelphia, you're going to, what is that? Virginia Beach and Charlotte, and then back to Virginia Beach. And what else do you need to do? Yeah, a turnaround point, because otherwise you're confused which track to use. Do we give it a signal? Yeah, we'll give it a signal. We're actually pumping out this here segment pretty fast, and I can tell you why. It's because we haven't really been here, and it's pretty empty around here. Now, once we visit this place, why don't we head to Houston? I don't think New Orleans needs a train station because they have an airport. Unfortunately, we're not going to be stopping there. We're going to want to do a very straight, long segment of track with a tunnel. Interesting. That's interesting. Well, it's offering me a tunnel, so why don't I just take it? And you can thank me later when you're gonna have to put like train lines and such on the perpendicular to this, and you already have yourself your tunnel nice and built. All right, I bet you we're going straight for some water. Yep, we're going straight for some water. Do we build Lake Pontchartrain bridge here? Oh, no, there. It took you a while to build that. Now, if you don't know what Lake Pontchartrain is, that's the big long causeway over the Lake Pontchartrain near New Orleans. Yeah, but that would be over there. So don't go building a huge bridge now just because you said something. That makes no sense to anybody. Let's build this part here. That's going awfully close to the water as well. Yeah, this connection is fine. We're not even going to touch that extra piece of track. We're going to keep it there for memory. Or for a potential New Orleans station thing. Right, terraforming is so much better than having to put a bridge, isn't it? Isn't this good right here? This is good. Nope, not good enough. A little bit more. Put a little bit more here. Yeah, you're good. Are you good? Yeah, that's good. Alright, put it. Put the train station. The train station or the rail? I don't know. You want to do a curve right before the station, don't you? Okay, clearly this guy's in the way. Ooh, we have $37 million. I don't know where it's coming from, to be honest with you. Hopefully we're making money, but you never know. Oh, I have to pause for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. That's how we say that. This is the end of the line, isn't it? Is not this the end of the line? It's pretty much the end of the line. Now, if we connect you up to here, you're actually reaching into the city pretty nicely. So I will expand, or rather, elongate this piece of track. Just grab it by the proper portion, and you'll have yourself your proper portion of track right there. That's probably too much. That's definitely too much. Now we also want to know, is this the inner track or the outer track? Because because that's an important question. This is actually the inner track, or outer track, depending on how you look at it. Now we're probably gonna have to remove this junk piece of track segment that I built. Yep. So you were foolish. Had your fun. Time to demolish it. Nobody wanted that anyway. Thankfully, we have like a nice curve. A nice curve. But we're going really close to the ocean here. The ocean? Or the bay? Gulf of Mexico. That's the one. Alright, buildings? Stations? Is it long enough now? Yeah, yes it is. Give us a large building. You have a problem with that, don't you? Medium. Yeah, that's a spirit. Except you want to be here. That's a shame. Not to worry. Alright, it's not a big price to pay. We're gonna build the station a bit further off here. And give it a road. Yes, that's the one. Just a random road? Yeah, why not? Because what if, I don't know. You know what I'll do? I'll give them a square here. They're not going to like the square idea, are they? Are they going to complain about your square building of roads near their city? Yeah, they are. They don't want that. They want you to come in with a big, nice swoop, like a big curve. Out here, look. Oh! I'm surprised about this. They're giving us nice lines here. Very nice lines. Ooh, this is good. This is fun. We can keep doing this all day. If you're going to give us straight lines, I'm going to keep building roads. Yeah? Is that what you're going to be doing? Well, what are you doing now? Well, I don't know. There's a beach there. Alright. Yeah, we just give them a square and then take away everything. Yep, there we go. You know what this is good for? You know what it's good for? A bus station. Now you're turning my loop into, oh no, they're turning my square into a circle, but a bad circle. Do you think that if we put this here, has tram tracks, if we put it here, we can get an exit on the other side? Who's with me on this? I'm with me on this. Yes, perfect. So that square is now my bus station area. Look at that. You're happy we did this. This is happiness. I wish every episode was this happy. But it takes several episodes to get a happy episode because there's a lot of work to be put into a happy episode. By work I mean preliminary things like upgrading every single station in the whole entire map in order to finally make some money. But we made it. I think we made it. I think we can say that we're a profitable, nice big company now. Well, don't say it yet. You need to still make $100 million. You still haven't done that, and it's 1949. It's 1948. In 15 days, it'll be 1949. Let's get this passenger train, Virginia Beach to New York City. It doesn't know how to get there because you need to stop in Philadelphia. Yeah, exactly. How about Charlotte? What happens after Charlotte? That's where we go to Houston. And then back to Charlotte, and then Virginia Beach. Seems like a good line. I think they'll use it. We'll give them buses. But not right now. Not right now. When then? When will you give them buses? After I look at this line from the maps view, let's look at just train lines. We have done fairly decent here with our new train line. It's fairly straight. If you actually look at it, if we remove Philadelphia and Virginia Beach from the equation, we could have a nice bridge here doing a really high-speed line. Well, we might put that eventually if there's too many people getting on at Houston and New York City. We can do kind of a shortcut, but have the other line as well, because I'm not excluding Philadelphia or Virginia Beach from any of the fun. Also, if you notice, this harbor gets you from this part of town, this train station gets you from this part of town, so you got yourself kind of a good selection of options. Can we connect this road here? Can we connect this road here? Is the question? Yes. Right, we have new buses, we have a new tram that's in 3 articulated parts. I'm just looking for the train here. I'm just looking for Mr. what do we call him? We did not give this train a name. In fact, we should name a few of our trains. You're wondering why? I don't know. I just want to do it. This train is, where are you, buddy? We'll call him Buddy, because he's a buddy. Buddy. Are people getting in you? On you? Off you? 57 people. I imagine if we buy a second train, what does that do? Because we have right now a 15-minute wait and people are not liking that too much. Are they not liking that too much? Just check the station here in New York and you'll know. Yeah, they're not liking that too much. That's a shame, because, But other people on this map do like it, because they have a wide variety of new destinations they can go to. Unfortunately, I am going to have to buy a second train for that line. But meanwhile, we can definitely look at the loop line, because it's still running the spinner. And we have $35 million in the bank, and I'm eager to spend it. It's full of people. It's stopping. Why is it stopping? Who are you stopping for? Bus LA Santa Monica doesn't have enough stations. I think I destroyed the station in Los Angeles. That's not good. Okay, I don't know what this guy was waiting for. But we got distracted by an emergency here in Los Angeles. Yeah, we took away the depot. Oh no. There's no station for these people. And I'm hoping they get on a cross-country line. And they don't even have... Where'd that train come from? I don't know. Alright, here we go. Here we are. Are we gonna fix Los Angeles here? Hopefully. I'm gonna have to do something diagonal here, aren't I? And it's insistent that I demolish half of this town. I really want to avoid demolishing half of the town. Alright, you're gonna have to do maybe one of those crooked ones. Crooked but not demolish half the town ones. No, they want to demolish the whole town. They're pretty certain that I could give them less space here. See, when I did this in Boston, I did it with the speed build function, and we were all very happy about that. Alright, we're gonna try something like this. Because, well, 20 meters, 10 meters. If it's 10 meters, the trams start to look a bit too long for the station. That's my concern. Can we save that one building, or is that the building that we're sacrificing? Yeah, that's the building that we're going to sacrifice in this episode. Configure. Hopefully they just connect up to this little intersection. Perfect. So does are the lines gonna finish up? Are they gonna figure out what I did here? Alright, purple line, LA1. William Street, Walnut Street, what? I don't see any stops. I just see lines. Okay, William Street, Spring Street, and then we're gonna have this station here. Doesn't have a route. You'd be right. You'd definitely be right here. I didn't even make the station proper. We don't need bus lanes though. Calm yourself. Okay, yeah. There's the tram. Manage vehicle. Ooh, you're doing a U-turn there. Not appreciated. Talking to the other line. This line's fine. Until... What, William Street? Wait, what a second. What? Los Angeles sidings. Then William Street is over there. Does it take you a while to figure out what you want to do? Because I think you got a connection there. Right, how about the other line? Is this line figuring it out yet? That line's good, I think. Okay, try again. Delete the stop and put the stop in. Where? Well, you've disappeared. Now it disappeared. Was that just me? Right, okay. William Street. Then Walnut Street. No, Walnut Street, then William Street, then Spring Street. And then you come up here, you turn the corner, and then you go... Right, so you're going the wrong way. Completely. You're completely going the wrong way. Because we have a tram doing that direction already. No, that tram is the one that's confused. Alright, now we'll go the other way. Vehicle online. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted... From Los Angeles sidings. Oh, it's probably the platform that they're using. That's probably what it was. Okay, we fixed Los Angeles. Anything else that's broken that I should know about? A lot of things. Bus at Santa Monica. Alright, maybe you need to have this stop as your station. Does it like that, or because it's a tram stop it's not going to like that? I don't know. Hopefully it likes that. We'll see. Bus line, there it is. We have to select bus line to see that. Austin, Dallas, Charlotte, Atlanta. All these things are broken. Austin, Dallas. That's this one. Alright, that's not a problem. Don't say it's not a problem. Line 3. Alright, this one is broken or something? It's not broken. It's using a passenger stop. That's quite a problem. Upper Chicago, and then maybe the truck stop. Maybe then things would work better. Okay, here we are in Chicago. There are 296 people wanting to go to New York on the Chicago Central. On the Express. Where is the Express? Here it is. No, that's a steam train. There it is. Going the other way. I could duplicate it, but then, we wouldn't be making $3 million off the time. Good point. The only way you could really fix this line to make more money is get these steam trains off of the path. Let's see how held up are you going to become. You're going 75 miles per hour. You might still be accelerating. 77. Alright, this is a classic, this is classic here. Tucson planning. 81 miles per hour. We could get to Los Angeles in no time, but let's see what's going to happen. 85 miles per hour. Is this a new speed record? Nah, I've seen 99. Oh, and we're slowing down. And we're going to trail this guy the whole way there. So I'm actually afraid I'm going to have to cancel this other service. Because I can't have a less profitable service bothering a more profitable service, if you understand what I'm saying. So in this case, you come here from there. You guys have to share a track here? Not really. Not really. You can nudge this one over. No, don't nudge things, just figure it out. Right, you have enough room for one track here. Are we going to do something? Oh, maybe we have enough room for 2 tracks. No, we don't. We do not. Can he come from the other side? He could do that. That would be very bad. That would be almost as bad as the whole thing, but... For now, Let's see, does this even make any... do people even come here? Are people using the train? 33 people are using the train. You could just build a new line, you understand? That's really what you gotta do. Buildings. Right, so we're on the west coast now, and as predicted, I am gonna fix all the coasts from east coast to west coast, because the loop is fine now. It just needs more trains on it, and that's only worth it once we get more trains bringing people to it and from it. 240 meters, 2 platforms, 1920, small station, just replace 1 building, 800,000. I'm pretty much down with this. I'm good. This is good? Excellent. Boom. Can you believe it? Probably gonna be one long tunnel here. Where's the straight piece? Straight piece is right... No, you're not gonna give it to me unless I look that way. Here it is. Alright, so how long are you making this tunnel? Very long, but there is a mountain in the way. Right, we can make it have a little bit of a slope. Just a little bit of a slope. It's not that noticeable, but it does help understand that this is a mountain. Are we gonna build the other side right away? No, we should probably just check on this end what's happening. You're coming here. You're not going to want to go there. You need a whole new station. Do you really need a whole new station? Yeah, a whole new station is quite nice. What are we going to do with Bay City? Are there seriously people building their houses between 2 rail lines? Oh my gosh. That is some serious commitment to rail traffic. I mean to building a city where I don't want it to be built. I have an idea and I'm thinking it over. I'm thinking an idea that where we pretty much have parallel tracks coming almost the whole way until here. And then they don't share a platform, they each get a side. Now over here, these 2 tracks would have to go underground. Now I know, it's crazy. Is it possible? It's quite possible. Are you doing more tunnels on the west coast? You love putting weird tunnels on the west coast for some reason. If you could just... By the way, where is the midpoint geographically? It is right here. That's why I have that station there. Alright, I think the first thing you have to do is decide where is your station going to be. And I'm going to take out my bulldoze gun. This is going to be the sort of $100 million anniversary purchase. The one where we kind of rip our way through Bay City. Maybe the problem is that you actually tried to... Ah, here's that train. That's very sad. I'm so sad for you. We're trying to solve it. And you have to wait for the cross-country line. Oh my lord. Alright, maybe we just put... I think we put the high-speed train on the wrong track, but now we upgraded everything, and it's kind of our only choice now, isn't it? So if we remove this here cargo platform, is anyone using it? For train lines, nobody's using this cargo platform. Is that so? Well, for now, why don't we do that? Why don't we destroy that and make that a through path? Sometimes you have to kind of have to go with what you have, and is that really what you have to do? Let's think about this now. Over here, the trains actually merge. Not actually necessary, is it? Yeah, there it is. Not actually necessary. We are gonna do. I'm gonna pause here and do speed rush mode, because if I screw up anything, at least we'll have a save. So enjoy this little view of this train going at what it's gonna have as the fast part of the track once it gets out of this terrible, terrible thing I built. All right.
Well, and you know what? Is it really that terrible, or are we gonna fix it now in one of our amazing speed builds time lapses? I'm just demolishing away here, just demolishing. Now it's kind of hilarious to watch that high-speed train and then a horse-drawn cart right next to each other. But here we go. So the whole point of this speed build, and this one's gonna be a bit longer than the one we started the episode with, this one here is gonna add tons of track everywhere on the West Coast, and I just thought, let's just get it done with. Let's build up all this track on the West Coast. Now, I guess maybe it's my fault, but I'm kind of the kind of guy who, when I don't know a solution to a problem, I put a lot of track to solve that problem, and in the end, we might end up having way too much track. However, as you see, this West Coast goods line, it isn't working too well. Most of the trains make money some years, but a lot of the trains also go into negatives, and it kind of defeats the purpose. We need them to be hauling, making money, hauling, making money, all right. So how do we do that? Well, we add more track, I suppose, and that's what I'm going to do throughout. Now, I'm kind of working on two things here at the same time, but as you can see, underneath that bridge, there are now 4 tracks going from the coal mine to the next mine the next station on that line. And then this high-speed train is now going to just bypass the entire thing, no merging, his own dedicated track. That was pretty smart. Should have done that from the original, but you know, it takes a few times to get it right sometimes. And there we are. Now, fixing up all these stations is also going to be why I did this in speed build. Well, because obviously, A, we have to upgrade stations, and that takes forever, and B, I don't really know what I'm doing half the time, and for you just to sit there and watch me kind of be like, do we want track here or not? Okay, there we go. Look at that. I built 8 pieces of track just to align another piece of track to it. I mean, is that genius or what? I don't know. It could be genius. It could be brutal. Well, this is San Francisco. Bay City. And Bay City is that city that I was very much on the line of, I was almost going to build a brand new station for this city for just passengers. But because we work so hard on our West Coast line, and because there's already a ton of passengers waiting here, and it just in general, it connects up better to the network facing the direction it faces now. Now, we built this kind of freaky looking skeleton with all the platforms in the air. Kind of looks nice in my opinion. Of course, eventually, here we go, adding on those 4th tracks. Looking back at this, I actually think this looks really nice. I don't know how we put up with having all those trains merge onto 2 tracks. Now, of course, this is the next painful part, is placing all these individual pieces of track at the San Francisco, Bay City station. Now, here we are, high speeding it up. Couldn't have done that. Could you not have done that originally? Nope. And here's the other thing. Now that we have 4 tracks running throughout this here system, we're gonna have to figure out ways to merge these tracks, and it's not as simple as just a big huge diamond interchange, because you can't really have those on 4 tracks. You kind of have to have either a one directional switch or another directional, and you're probably not understanding what I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna take care of all those signals and all those merges on this here speed build, so you don't have to worry about it, and then we're just gonna live our life as a happy transit company. All right, here I obviously made some mistakes. What were those mistakes? A, you're putting platforms of different eras. All right, but at least you're upgrading the station to have like a nice kind of layout, right? It's kind of nice. Now, what's your plan with that high-speed line coming into San Francisco? Is it just gonna end there? Is it going to go on to Bay City? Oh, we are in Bay City. Is it going to go on to San Francisco? That's the same. You're saying the same thing. Focus here. Is it going to go to Los Angeles? If you don't know, Los Angeles is the next station on the line. You probably knew that. given that we're all here together watching this part. Of course, my worst enemy is these merges. Look at me work out these merges. I'm not happy with anything because with electrical wiring and everything, it just looks so ugly. Just looks so ugly. I can't handle it. And guess what? I don't even need these merges. I'm just building them because I think I might need them. So we're watching me do something we might need, but we might not. Now we have to connect up Seattle to this here Bay City. As I recall, we did build a brand new sort of station in Seattle, and the only problem here is this beeline, this curvature, back and forth wiggliness. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes the two-way wiggliness. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna wiggle it? Look at that. Right now, it appears that my mind has approved the wiggliness. But in the deep down in my soul, I know that that's not going to last for long now, is it? We're going to have to go back and rebuild that, as we so often do with so many of our problems. Look at that. I'm already rebuilding it. Already. Oh, and I realize, oh, your junctions don't even work. Now, another fallacy of building train lines here is I always build them for maximum speed of 186 miles per hour. Guess what? You don't have a train that goes that fast. Why do you insist on those high-speed things? I don't know, just because when the mind sees something it wants, and then you're sold on the idea. Well, right here we embark on a more interesting version of a high-speed line. Now we're going to have the train loop back over the entire West Coast line. So first it comes in from Chicago on that first bridge we built, and now we're building another bridge to bring it back onto the other side. And funnily enough, that same line is going to go over this tunnel here in Los Angeles and cross the cargo line one last time. So what we have here is a series of spaghetti mess, a total spaghetti mess. Spaghetti, it could be vermicelli, it could be pasta, linguine, spaghettini, tortellini. I don't know. Just it's loopy. It's weird, and it's kind of works actually. So we're gonna have to put up with it. And right now I'm examining it. I'm like, okay, not too bad. Now we go back to the Seattle cargo station. Now that we're upgrading the whole sort of West Coast line, I thought, you know what, we might as well just upgrade the cargo stations at the same time. Have longer trains everywhere. They're gonna get more tracks, so they might as well have more longer platforms, right? I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, many times I do this and I end up not making that as much profit as I like, though. We've seen this happen before with the construction line on the East Coast, where it took me a good 100 years to get that one figured out, which is quite embarrassing. So hopefully the West Coast here will start to make us money, and I have a little secret for you. This right here, because I kind of know what happens in the future, and you don't. And I'm going to tell you a little secret here. We're kind of doing a good thing for our society right here, even though it's painful to do, painful to watch. Well, it's painful to watch. It's entertaining, but it's also painful. It's painful to do. Look at this. This is high speed build, and we're still waiting for me to upgrade the platforms and upgrade the tracks, because the game does not like having upgrades for apparently some reason. I do hope they fix that in a patch or something. Now, this here is another version of our spaghettiness that we like to have so much here on our America Island. The depot in Seattle, as you can see, it has like 3 different entrances to get up on the West Coast line, and it looks horrendous. Hopefully I'll do something about that. Spoiler, I'm going to do something about that. What are we doing here? We're waiting for track to be demolished. Can you imagine? Alright, want to let in on a little secret here. This episode, with the time lapse that I did at the beginning of the video, plus this time lapse, which is actually 3 different time lapses merged together. This took me one whole evening. I didn't play the whole time, but anyway, 2 or 3 hours of demolishing things and building things and, you know, watching TV while I was doing it. Just another reason you can't have this live, because there's TV in the background, TV noises. Yeah, I do watch TV. It's kind of my favorite thing. YouTube, Netflix, you name it. At this point, I'm not even telling you about the game you're playing. Right now, you're just telling about your life. Is that something that interests you? Alright, well, there you'll have it. Yeah, I watch TV while I play games, unless I'm not watching TV. Now, I get a lot of satisfaction from watching me demolish uh, those X interchanges, as I called them. I don't know what they're called, but I call them X interchanges. I like seeing myself demolish them and build 4 pieces of track. It's just so much more symmetrical, so much more aligned. And here we are, connecting it all up beautifully in a nice merger there. A merger? Is that what you... Now you're calling it a merger. That's a first. That's a first. I mean, you've been calling it X interchange or diamond into... I don't know what you've been calling it. Now it's a merger. Corporate lingo right there. Oh, here we go. Demolishing more of those side tracks. So happy. Makes me so happy. All right, there we go. There's a train there. Don't bother it too much, though. And finally, we're gonna... No, what are we gonna do here? We're still gonna stick with that spaghetti junction? Yeah, probably. I'm actually not too excited to watch myself here. In the next few minutes, we may be starting to place... what do you call it? Okay, mergers, interchange... What do you call them? Track mergers. We'll be placing a few of those. As you can see, I'm trying to get a Diamond X merger over 4 tracks. It's not gonna happen. The game does not want you to have trains crossing. So I do a kind of a both an in and an out, which is just a disaster for signals. I get that train out of the way. Get out of the way. And nope, didn't help. No, see, we're gonna still work on this for a while until you figure out what you need. And the funniest thing is, half of these mergers I build aren't actually necessary. What I had to do is go, and this is what I do a lot of time when I play video games. I go take a piece of paper and I go write down where things go, where things should come back, and then build based on that. I should have done that a long time ago. Honestly, long time ago. I should have taken a pen and paper, or a pencil and pad, or whatever you may, a chalk and a chalkboard, and had myself, think before do, and that would be quite wise. Now here we're gonna snip those connections and build a bigger tunnel, which is kind of a nice thing. And eventually, now we're gonna have four tracks dedicated to cargo on the west coast. Plus we're gonna have 2 tracks dedicated to high speed trade. And then, as you saw, San Francisco, there, Bay City, has like 10 platforms. So we're expecting a lot of capacity here. Now the older, right there, if you're looking up on top of on the north, whatever, right above that cargo station, there is the high-speed train line that is now not going to be in use because we put it on the other side. Wait a second. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm talking about we're going to give the oil line its own dedicated route. You're about to see that, I think. We're going to use part of the old... let's see. I actually don't know if we do that this episode or not, so don't give any spoilers, shall you? Let's just sit here. I mean, is this enjoyable to watch? It might not be. Quite frankly, I'm enjoying only certain parts of it, like the snipping parts, but not so much the signal parts. This is here we come up on the signal part. But I must say that this does help the overall gameplay, and things like this are kind of necessary once in a while. Just going through and upgrading stuff. In fact, upgrading trains is kind of my least favorite thing in this game because you have to do it so often. Now, at this is Bay City. Look at all those tracks coming to Bay City. No one's using those tracks. I mean, a few people are using those tracks, but not too many. Not too many. I like this here little intersection I built. People have to get out from there to get to the other platform. Ooh, as you can see, there is a dedicated oil line, so I was on the ball. Except, why is it... oh, here it is. There it is. On the right side of this tunnel, we're building a separate line for the oil trains to hit this platform up in Los Angeles, because that's where they deliver oil to. And then, so therefore, we have our central cargo line now has tools, lumber, coal, and iron ore, right? So those are 2 types of trains. There's three types of trains: stake cars, gondolas, and box cars on the central line, and then all our diesel trains, oil trains, the tank cars are all on a separate line, and then all the passenger trains are all on their separate line. I guess I pressed play to do a little bit of a test run here, and things are looking pretty well. As you can see, right here, if you can even catch it with your eye, is that, most tracks are being used, which is a good thing. That means that we're going to reduce a lot of traffic and a lot of queuing and a lot of waiting. And then, of course, you just have the problem of most of your trains are going to report problems for the next 3 episodes because they don't have a way to get out of a station somewhere. Yep, that does happen. Or they're on the wrong track because you built it and then they're like, they have to. So I'm like letting these oil trains through, get through there, go on your line. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience with this kind of stuff. Now, of course, I'm back to building mergers. I want these mergers to be at high speeds. No reason for it. Nobody's going to use that. But you're going for it anyway. Look at that. Dedication to high speedness. It's like I'm trying to milk my trains for every single penny, every last penny. And eventually, but you realize that you're spending thousands of more dollars by demolishing and rebuilding and demolishing and rebuilding. It's just havoc. I call myself a good city planner, perhaps, but you know what I'm not? I may not be the greatest railroad planner. Of course, it is a nice sight to see with all these. Look at all the movement, all those train lines. Look at that. Quite nice. Look at, we just sit here for a while. Why is our time lapse not over? What else do we have left to do? Well, I'll tell you what we have left to do. We have that one last thing in Seattle. We have to connect the depot to the train line in a nice manner. Ooh, and I did forget to put a platform here in where the those horse carts that I was talking about, they deliver oil to this here station. So it's kind of weird that I actually even continued this service, but it's nice to have, Also, all right, okay, continue this horse-drawn carriage service. Maybe I'll upgrade those trucks. I should probably do, shouldn't I? Making sure that the oil trains work is kind of my top priority. I mean, upgrading the West Coast cargo line is very important, but the number one thing that makes us money, I think, are the oil trains, both the West Coast ones and the loop ones. So making sure that they have the right amount of track and the right amount of the connections are all good. That's important. And then, of course, the high-speed passenger train, which we spent $20 million buying that train, that has to work. I mean, that has to be you can't just have that queuing up behind other passenger trains that are steam trains. And right here to finish off this this time-lapse video, right here is going to be the most satisfying thing. I'm going to connect up the Seattle Depot, give it a nice final connection, and everything looks as though, oh, you were a good planner, Kusan. You did this all originally. You thought of this. This was all planned. No, it took years. It took us 100 years of gameplay to even get this. Well, I mean, granted, we did have to earn all the money, but we didn't cheat. So we did something right. And that probably was trucking things on Route 66. So have you ever heard of that? Your truck lines are sponsoring your train lines. I've never heard of that. But you heard about today, America Island. And there we are. We're finishing this episode with a beautiful connection from the Seattle Depot. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And when you'll be back on next episode, we're going to have an upgraded line and trains will be zooming past. You won't